Everyone, welcome back to my channel. So this is the third video of the chapter matrices, and since in our previous videos we have learned about the different types of matrices and the operations on matrices, so in this video we will solve some questions related to the topic. So let's start. So here comes our first question. Now this question has come in one of the previous year papers and it carries 1 mark. So in this question, as you can see, they have given us the multiplication of 3 matrices, and they say that the resultant will be equal to a matrix A, and we are supposed to find the order of matrix A. So for that, let us solve. So the first step is, now let me solve these two matrices first. Let me multiply these two matrices, and the final result that I will get, I will multiply with this last matrix. Okay, and then we will get the matrix A. So first let us multiply the first two. Now if you see, this matrix is of order 1 by 3. Now you know how to write the order of a matrix. You basically write it as rows by column. So in this there is 1 row and 3 columns. So the order of that matrix is 1 by 3. Now the order of this matrix is 3 by 3, since there are 3 rows and 3 columns, and we write the order of matrix as rows by columns. So there are 3 rows and 3 columns, so the order of this matrix is 3 by 3. Now whenever we multiply two matrix, the first step that we do is we have to check whether the columns of the first matrix is equal to the rows of the second matrix or not. So if you see, this here is our first matrix and this is our second matrix. Now over here, the columns of the first matrix is actually equal to the rows of the second matrix. So that first step is satisfied, which means that the multiplication of these two matrices is possible. So now let us multiply. Okay, so now when we multiply, so what we do is basically whenever we multiply in the form of rows into columns. That is, we take the rows of the first matrix and we multiply it to all the columns that are present in the second matrix. That is our step. So in this, if you see, there is only one row, and in the second matrix, if you see, there is one column. This is the first column, this is our second column, column 2, and this one is our third column. So if you see, the second matrix has got 3 columns and the first matrix has got 1 row. So basically what we do is we multiply rows into columns. That is the format. So if you haven't seen my previous videos where I taught you how to do the multiplication of matrices, then you can check out its link. I have given it in the description box. Okay, so let's start. So basically this is the first row. Okay, so when we multiply this two matrix, we are going to get a matrix, and how we are going to multiply? We are going to multiply this row with all the 3 columns of the second matrix. So it will be in such a form that first we'll multiply the row 1 with column 1, and then we are going to multiply the row 1 with column 2, and then the row 1 with column 3, and we will get a matrix. So this is only for your rough understanding how we are going to do. You need not write this in your exam. Okay. So that is what we are going to do here right now, and whenever we multiply, we are going to multiply only the first element with the first element, the second element with the second element, and the third one with the third element. Okay, basically that is what we are going to do. So when we multiply the first row and the first column, the first element of the first row will be multiplied with the first element of the first column. That is, 2 will be multiplied with -1. Okay, both the first element will get multiplied. Then we'll add a plus symbol. Then this 1, which is the second element, will be multiplied with this second element, that is -1. Okay, so 1 will be multiplied with -1. Then this third element, so then this third element 3 will be multiplied with this third element 0. So plus 3 into 0. Okay, so that is what we are going to do. So this becomes our first element. Then we are going to multiply row 1 with second column. Okay, so this first element of that row, that is 2, will be multiplied with the first element of the second column, which is 0. We are going to put a plus symbol. Then the second element, that is 1, is going to be multiplied with the second element of the column, which is also 1. Okay, now the third one is the third element, that is 3, of the row is going to be multiplied with the third element of that column, that is the second column, that is 1. Okay, so this is our second element of this matrix. Okay, and then comes our third one. Now we are going to multiply the first row with the third column. Okay, so the first element of that row, that is 2, will be multiplied with the first element of that third column, which is minus 1, plus the second element, which is 1, that is of the row, will be multiplied with the second element of the column. Second element of this column is 0. Now the third element, which is 3, will be multiplied with the third element of this column, that is 1. So 3 into 1. Okay, so this is how we get our resultant matrix after multiplying the first two matrices. Now when I solve this, I get minus 2, minus 1, and this becomes 0. Then over here this becomes 0, and I get 1 plus 3. Then here minus 2, again this becomes 0 plus 3. So this becomes minus 3, 4, 1. So this becomes minus 3, 4, 1. So this is what we got after multiplying the first two matrices. Now I'm going to multiply this matrix with this final matrix, that is this third one, which you can see over here, and then we'll get our matrix A. So minus 3, 4, 1, this matrix will be multiplied with the matrix 1, 0, minus 1, 1, 0, minus 1. Okay, so these two matrices are going to be multiplied now. Now first let me write the order of the matrix. Now if you see, this matrix is of order 1 by 3, since there is one row and 3 columns present here, and this matrix, second one, is of order 3 by 1, since there are 3 rows and 1 column. Now if you see again, the columns of the first matrix is equal to the rows of the second matrix. So when the columns of the first matrix is equal to the rows of the second matrix, that means the multiplication of both the matrices is possible. And how we are going to multiply? We are going to multiply the first, that is we are going to multiply in the form of rows and columns. That is, the rows of the first matrix will be multiplied with the columns of the second matrix. So here, as you can see, there is only one row, and here there is only one column. So I'm going to multiply this first row with the first column. So the first element, that is minus 3, will be multiplied with the first element of this column. So this becomes minus 3 into 1. Then the second element of this first row will be multiplied with the second element of the column, and in between there will be a plus symbol. Okay, because all of them belong to one row and one column, so that is why we are putting the plus symbol. So 4 will be multiplied with 0, and then again a plus symbol, because we've got one third element also. So this will be multiplied with the third element of this column. So this becomes 1 into minus 1. So this matrix will have only one element. So when I solve this, this becomes minus 3 plus 0 minus 1. That is, it will be equal to minus 4. So this is my final matrix, and this is my matrix A. So what was the question? A question was to write the order of our final matrix A. So if you see, this final matrix has got only one row and one column. So the order of matrix A is 1 by 1, because it has got only one row and one column, because there is a single element present here. So that was our first question. Now let's see our second question, and this is also previous year question which carries 1 mark. So the question says that they have given us a matrix A, and this matrix is of order 2 by 2, since there are 2 rows, okay, and 2 columns. So the order of matrix is 2 by 2. So they have given us this matrix A of order 2 by 2, and they have asked that for what value of alpha A is an identity matrix. Okay, so they have asked us for what value of alpha that A is an identity matrix. Now first of all, in order to solve this question, now I hope that you know what identity matrix really is. see, identity matrix is one in which the diagonal elements are equal to 1 and the rest of the non-diagonal elements are 0. Now here an identity matrix can be of any order, okay, you can take it of any order, but right now I'm taking here it as of order 2 by 2 because in the question also I have a matrix A which is of order 2 by 2. So whenever I take an identity matrix in a question, I will take it of the same order as that given in the question because only then I will be able to solve the question. Okay, so I'm going to take the identity matrix of the same order, that is 2 by 2. So first of all what I'm going to do is I'm going to equate this identity matrix with this matrix A. Okay, so first I'm going to equate this matrix A with the identity matrix, and then I'll solve the corresponding elements, that is I'm going to equate the corresponding elements of both the matrices, and I'll find the value of alpha. That is what I'm going to do basically over here. Okay, so I've equated both the matrices are of order 2 by 2. Now since you can see there's an equal to symbol in between, that means both the matrices are equal, that is the corresponding elements of both the matrices will be equal. So now I'm going to find the value of alpha. Now if you can see here, if you take any of the four of here, like if you take cos alpha or sin alpha or minus sin alpha, you're going to get the same value of alpha over here. Like suppose I take cos alpha. Now this cos alpha I've taken from here, I'm going to equate it to this 1. So cos alpha is equal to 1. Now what will be the value of this alpha? See, you can write it like this because you know that cos 0 degrees is equal to 1, right? You know that cos 0 degrees is equal to 1. So from this you can get to know that your alpha is equal to 0. Okay, but still if you have any doubt that you have got the wrong answer, which is not possible, suppose like here you will get the same value of alpha, you won't get different values of alpha. So now let me show you that even if you take sin alpha, suppose you can take any element and you can equate it. Suppose I've taken this sin alpha and I'm going to equate it to its corresponding element, which is this 0. So now you know that sin 0, you know that sin 0 degree is equal to 0, right? So from this we can conclude that alpha is 0 degree. So as you can see, if you take any element and equate it, you will get the same value of alpha. So with this we have found that our final conclusion equation should be that hence for alpha equal to 0 degree, that is alpha, no need to write degree, alpha is equal to 0, A is an identity matrix. Now since you write these questions for your board exam and all that, so your statements are also equally important in order to get the marks. So this final statement is very important, that for the value of alpha equal to 0, A is an identity matrix. Now let us see our third question. Now in this question they have given you x plus y is equal to this so and so matrix and x minus y is equal to this matrix, and they have asked you to find the value of x and y. Now how to solve these kind of questions? Now in order to solve these kind of questions, you can consider these two as equations. Okay, let this be equation 1 and let this be equation 2. Now in your 10th classes you must have solved these kind of equations. Suppose they must have given you somewhat like x plus y is equal to 5 and x minus y is equal to 3. Now when they give you such kind of equations and they ask you to find the value of x and y, what you basically do, you do the substitution method or you do the elimination method. Okay, so basically you do the elimination method because that is much easier in this case. So when you do the elimination method, this y plus y and minus y gets cancelled, then this becomes 2x and this both gets added and this becomes 8, and from here you can find that x is equal to 4. Okay, so what you basically have done is you have added both of these equations. Okay, you have done the elimination method, since you can see that both the y's were having different symbols, that is different signs, so you just added both the equations and you did the elimination method, you found the value of x, you can substitute it in this equation and you can find the value of y. So similarly we are going to do the same thing over here also. So if you can see in this question, both the x are positive, but you can see if both the y's are negative. So similarly, if I do the elimination kind of method over here, if I add both of these matrices, then what am I going to get? I will get x, and then I can find the value of x, that is the x will be also a matrix only, and then I'm going to substitute it in one of the equations and I will find the value of y. That is what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to add both of these equations. Now when I add it, this becomes x plus y plus x minus y. I'm adding both of them, and this is 7025 matrix, first one, plus matrix 3003. Now when I do this, on the left hand side what happens is this y gets cancelled because one is plus y, one is minus y, and this becomes 2x. Now on the right hand side, as you can see, I've got here two matrix, and both the matrices are of order 2 by 2. Okay, 2 rows and 2 columns, and as you know that we can perform this addition and subtraction of matrices only and only if the order is equal of both the matrices. So here our order is equal, so we can add the corresponding elements. So when I add, this becomes 10, 0, 2 plus 0 is 2, 5 plus 3, 8. Okay, so this is my matrix. Now 2x is equal to this. Now let me take this 2 over here. Similarly, you just have to do the way you solve the normal equations. Okay, so what will happen if you take that 2? It's like it gets divided. So I can do it like 1 by 2 into 10, 2, 0, 8. Just consider this as an equation only. Okay, so when I take that 2 here, it comes in the divided form, so I can write it as 1 by 2 into this, the matrix. Now I have even told you in the scalar matrix that when you multiply a particular constant, suppose here the constant is 1 by 2. If you multiply a constant with a matrix, then that constant will be multiplied with each and every element of that matrix. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply this 1 by 2 with all the elements of that matrix. So when I do 1 by 2 into 10, then 1 by 2 into 0, 1 by 2 into 12, and 1 by 2 into 8. Now you need not write all these steps, I'm just showing you so that you can understand and you don't have any doubt in any of the steps. Okay, so when I do this, I get the answer as this is 5, this is 0, 6, 4. Okay, so wait, this is not 12, this is 2, and this becomes 1. Yeah, so now fine. Now we have got the value of x. X is a matrix over here, 5, 1, 0, 4. That is the elements of the matrix. Now so we're just going to put this value and substitute in one of the equations, and we're going to find the value. Suppose I take this first equation. X plus y is equal to 7025. Okay. Now in order to find the y, I can do one step over here. Suppose let me take this x that side, and this becomes y is equal to this so and so matrix minus x. Okay, so y is equal to this 7025 matrix, and we have found the value of x. X is this matrix, so we are going to substitute that matrix over here, and we are going to subtract the corresponding elements. Now both of these matrices are of order 2 by 2, so we can subtract. Now when I subtract, this becomes 7 minus 5. Okay, just go with the order, don't change the order, and don't write it as 5 minus 7. Okay, the order in which this is there, that is the first matrix and this is the second matrix, so that order only you have to write. So 7 minus 5, 0 minus 0, 2 minus 1, and 5 minus 4. Okay, so in this order only you have to write. Always the second matrix only will be subtracted from the first one, right? So this becomes 2, 0, 1, 1. Right, so this is our final matrix y. So we have found the value of x and y. They were two matrices and we found the value. So these kind of questions are also very common in your exam. Okay, so you just have to solve it like how you solve your normal equations. Okay, they are very simple. Let's solve our next question. Now in this question it says that a bookshop of a particular school has 10 dozen chemistry books, 8 dozen physics books, and 10 dozen economic books. Their selling prices are 80, 60 and 40 each respectively. Find the total amount the bookshop will receive from selling all the books using matrix algebra. Okay, so basically we have to find the total amount the bookshop will receive from selling all these books. Now, if this was not a metric sum, usually how do we solve these kind of sums? We just take the number of books and we multiply it with their total price, okay, the total MRP, and then we get the total amount the bookshop must have received. So similarly, we are going to do here the same thing. We will take two matrices, okay. In one matrix we will write the number of books, and in another matrix we will write the prices, and then we are going to multiply them, and then we are going to find our final answer, okay. So that is how we do it in the form of matrix algebra. So now let us see the statements, because writing the statements also carries marks. So we have found the number of chemistry books. Since it is 10 dozen, so that means 10 into 12, because 1 dozen contains 12, okay. Now number of chemistry books was 8 dozen, that means 8 into 12, and number of economic books is 10 dozen, that means 10 into 12. So we have found our number of chemistry, physics and economic books, okay. So now let us take suppose a matrix A, and this matrix denotes the number of books, okay. So now let me write this number of books as 10, 8, 10. No, not this, that is dozen. I have to write the final number, that is 120, 96 and 120, okay. So this is my matrix A, and this contains the number of books, okay. So before writing this, you have to write one statement that let matrix A denote the number of books, okay, number of books per subject. That is what you have to write the statement first, and then you write the matrix A is so and so, okay. Now I have taken the matrix A, I have taken the values as one single row. Now let me take a matrix B, okay, and you have to write the statement that let matrix B denote the selling price of books per subject. So this is my statement that let matrix B denote the selling price of books per subject. Like that also you have to write for matrix A that let matrix A denote the number of books, okay. Here matrix B denotes the number of denotes the selling price of the books per subject. So now matrix B, now write it in the same order, okay. So 120 was the number of chemistry books. So what was the price for chemistry books? The price for chemistry books was 80, for physics it's 60, and for economics it is 40. So here you can see this is chemistry books. So first you write the price of chemistry books 80, then this is physics, so the price of physics books was 60, and this is economic books, so the price of economic books were 40. And this is our column matrix. Now why am I taking a column matrix? Because I have to multiply both these matrices. Now if I take both the matrix as a row matrix, or if I take both of them as a column matrix, then I cannot multiply it. See, suppose if I take A as this row matrix, and I have taken B also as a row matrix, suppose I've taken both of them as a row matrix, and I'm supposed to multiply, only then I can find the answer, right? That is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to multiply the number of books with their selling price, so that I can find the total price that the shopkeeper has earned. So when I try to multiply them, if you see, the first matrix is of order 1 by 3, since there is 1 row and 3 columns. The second matrix is also of order 1 by 3. Now when I try to multiply, my first step is that the number of columns of the first matrix should be equal to the number of rows of the second matrix. So if you see, this 3 is the columns of the first matrix and 1 is the number of rows of the second matrix, and 3 is not equal to 1. That means the multiplication of these two matrices are not possible. But when I multiply these two matrices, where A is a row matrix and B is a column matrix, now if you see, when I multiply A cross B, it is possible, because the matrix A is of order 1 by 3 and B is of order 3 by 1. Since there are 3 rows, this is row 1, row 2, row 3, okay. So there are 3 rows and 1 column over here. So when you see, this is the first matrix, A is the first matrix and the number of columns is 3, and B is the second matrix and the number of rows is 3. So 3 is equal to 3. That is, the number of columns of the first matrix is equal to the number of rows of the second matrix. That means I can multiply both of them. So that is why whenever you get such kind of questions and they ask you to do by matrix algebra, always take the two quantities that they have given to you, always take them as one as a row matrix and the second one as a column matrix, okay. That is like a general convention method that you take it, okay, and then your matrix multiplication will be possible. So now when I want to find, So now I want to find the total amount the shopkeeper receives. Okay, total amount the shopkeeper receives is A into B, that is number of books into their selling price. So matrix A was 120 into 96 96 and 120. This is multiplied by this matrix, which is 80, 60 and 40. Okay, and we saw that their matrix multiplication is possible. So what is my first step? Like, what I have to do? I always multiply rows into columns. That is, my rows of the first matrix will be multiplied with the columns of the second matrix. This is my first row. That is, there is only one row in this and there is only one column in this. So I multiply rows and columns. Okay, so the first element will be multiplied with the first one, the second with the second one, and the third with the third one. So the first element of this row is 120. This will be multiplied with the first element of that column, which is 80. Then a plus symbol, because they all belong to the single row or the single column. If they would have belonged to different rows or different columns, then we would have written it separately. Since they are all in one row and one column, we put this plus symbol. Okay, then the second element is 96. The second element of the row is 60. Then the third element, put a plus symbol, third element of that row is 120 and the third element of the column is 40. This is one matrix which has got only one element. Now when I multiply, this becomes 9600 plus 96 into 6 is 5760, and this becomes 4800. Yeah, so this is what we get, and then when we add all three, we get it as 20,160. Okay, no need to write this like that, 20,160. So this is what we get. Now this is our final answer, that is, this is the total amount which the shopkeeper receives, and we have done this question with the help of matrix algebra, that is in the form of matrix algebra. Now let us take one more previous year question. Now they have given us a matrix A, and in the question it says that A square is equal to some constant K into matrix A, and we are supposed to find the value of that constant K. Okay, so first let us find the value of A square. Now A square is nothing but A into A. So we are going to multiply both of these matrices, that is minus, plus 1, minus 1. That is, we are going to multiply both the matrix A, that is A into A. Okay, so now first step is, if you see, this is of order 2 by 2, 2 by 2. Now the columns of this first matrix, that is 2, is equal to the rows of the second matrix, which is equal to 2. So we can multiply them. Now when I multiply, this is the first row, this is the second row, this is row 1, row 2, and over here this is the first column, this is the second column. So by now we know how to multiply two matrices. Okay, right? So first I'll multiply the row 1 with both the columns, column 1 and column 2, and then I'll multiply row 2 with first column 1, and then I'll multiply row 2 with column 2. Okay, so it will be somewhat like row 1 will be multiplied with column 1 first, then row 1 will be multiplied with column 2, and then row 2 will be multiplied with column 1, and it will be multiplied with column 2. So this is what I'm going to do. Okay, so when I multiply with this row 1, so first I'm going to multiply row 1 with column 1. So the first element of that row is 1, will be multiplied with the first element of column, which is 1, plus the second element of that row is minus 1, and the second element of the column is also minus 1. Now we'll multiply row 1 with column 2. First element of row is 1, multiplied by first element of column, which is minus 1, plus second element of row is minus 1, multiplied with second element of column is plus 1. Now row 2 will be multiplied with column 1. First element of row 2 is minus 1, first element of column is plus 1, plus first element, second element of row 2 is 1, and second element of column is minus 1. Now second row will be multiplied with the second column. So first element is minus 1 and in the column it is also minus 1. Then second element is plus 1, and in the column also second element is plus 1. So when I solve this, I get it as 1 plus 1, this minus minus becomes plus, then minus 1 minus 1 minus 1 minus 1 plus 1 plus 1. Okay, so this becomes 2 minus 2 minus 2 and 2. So this is my a square. Okay, a square is 2 minus 2 minus 2 and 2. Okay, so this is my a square, and in the question they have given that a square is equal to some constant into matrix A. Okay, so if I see here, I have to get this a square in such a form that it will be equal to some constant, that is some number, into matrix A. Now if you see here, I can take 2 common from this a square. Now when I take 2 common, okay, just like how you solve an equation, you take something common, similarly you can take common in matrices also. So this 2, if I take common, this becomes 1 because 2 ones are 2. This becomes minus 1 because 2 into minus 1 will be minus 2. Again this becomes minus 1 and this becomes plus 1. So this is how I've taken a constant. Okay, if you see from the question, a square is equal to some k into a. Now when you compare both of them, you can see here that a square is equal to ka, and if you see this matrix, this is nothing but matrix A. If you check again, the matrix A was 1 minus 1 minus 1 plus 1, and this is the same matrix A. So we got it in the form, and from this comparing these two equations, we get to know that k is nothing but 2. So that is how we solve these kind of questions. So with this, we have completed some of the important topics that were some of the important questions that were related to the topics that we had completed in our previous videos. Okay, so before this, I had made 2 videos, and I will give its link in the description box also. And so if you like this video, please press the like button, and the next video will be out soon, in which I will explain you about the transpose of matrix and all that, and we will solve some questions also related to that. And if you have any doubts, you can let me know in the comment section below. So thank you for watching, and meet you in my next video.